It's time now for the Athlete of the Week here on Mid-Minnesota Sports, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center. And with us today is the Melrose athlete. This is Savannah Bitts. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right. We start out by telling us who is in your family, okay?
Okay, my parents are Lauren and Kelly Bitts. I have an older sister, Avery, and a younger sister, Hudson.
All right. And you're involved in what activities here? Swimming and what else?
I participate in NHS, and that's it.
Okay. Well, what is that?
It's National Honor Society, so we put together a whole bunch of community service projects that just go throughout Melrose, and we just try to help people.
Okay. So, can you give us some examples?
Yeah, so we do a Halloween trick-or-treating, though we just go to everyone's houses and we just ask for donations for the food shelf, and then we give it all away. Then that's what we do, and it's really helpful.
Well, how many students get involved in that?
I'd say there's about 50 students usually.
Okay.
This year there's a high number, which is good.
All right. So you're a swimmer now, and you're finally a senior, huh?
Yeah, it's sad.
How long have you been on the varsity team?
I've been on the team for 6 years now, so I started in 7th grade. So.
Wow. Okay, I want to get more into that as you progressed. You also have some records that have recently been set.
Yeah.
First of all, what events are you in?
I swim the 200 freestyle, the 100 freestyle, and the 200 and 400 freestyle relays.
Okay.
So
pretty much all freestyle then.
Oh yeah, I don't swim any stroke.
and what is with that? How does that work for you?
I like it better, freestyle better. I've always swam it, and stroke is good, but that's just not what I swim.
Mm-hmm. All right. So with breaking the records, do you know how many records you have so far?
I know I set 2 this year. Last year we set a lot in the 200 400 relays, but yeah, I'd say probably 8 maybe.
Okay. All right. You know, for those of us that don't know, when we see that a school record was set or a pool record was set and you're at different places, can you describe and explain all of that, how that works?
So normally the races are really close when you set the records. So it all depends on like the atmosphere of the meet and if you're really ready to go out in there and do it. And most of the kids are, which is really good, and I like that. It's fun.
I guess what I was trying to get at though, when you say you go to the Minnewaska pool and you set a pool record, how does that work in the sense that they have 2 scores up there, or 2 the pool record, school record, and things like that? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh yeah, okay. So a school record is just from Melrose, our school records, or anyone from Melrose can only set those records, and you can do that throughout the year at any meet. And the pool records is just for that pool. So any girl from any team can come in here and swim their fastest and break it. That's a pool record. So.
It seems to me, and I just asked Coach Meyer before we talked here, it seems to me that there's been many more records broken these days. Can you explain why is that?
Well, from Melrose we had a lot of good girls that are coming up and graduated, and so that just all helped, especially for relays. When you have a whole bunch of girls who love the sport and are really good at it, it just helps to break the relays. Because sometimes it's hard when you get only those couple girls on a team, but we've had really solid teams for the past couple years, so that's good.
Well, the first thing he brought up was weight training seems to be much more prevalent these days as to say compared to I don't know how many years ago. Is that something that you do as well?
Yeah, so the Melrose team, we lift weights Monday through Thursday. We don't lift weights on Friday unless we have a swim meet, then we don't either. But I think it's really helped. You can really feel it, and you're normally really sore from it. So that's good. And then we stop lifting weights around taper time, so that seems to help you drop time in the end too.
So then making the comparison to when you first started to swim back in 6th and 7th grade, how have you progressed in just weight training?
I definitely lift a lot heavier. When I was in 7th and 8th grade, I didn't take it so seriously. Well, part of the reason was 7th graders don't lift weights. They come in here until they have one-on-one time with their coach. And so 8th grade, take it seriously, but you're just more in it for the fun of everything. But as you get older, I take it really seriously.
So how did you get involved in swimming? What is your background with that? Why swimming?
My mom wanted me to try it. So we have elementary swimming. It's just a week-long program, week to 2 weeks, and I did not want to do it. I was so scared. And then my mom was like, oh, no, you have to do it. So then I went and I loved it ever since.
It seems to me too that the girls for Melrose, there's always a lot of swimmers. Maybe give us a little recruiting speech here as to, you're in 6th and 7th grade. Why would you want to become a Melrose swimmer?
The program is very fun. We have very, very good coaches, and diving is a part of it too. So even if you don't want to be in the swimming part, diving is always there as well. But swimming and diving are very fun, and the practices are hard, but it's so much fun. You meet so many people and you will have them as friends throughout your entire lives. And it's just, you feel really accomplished at the end of the season because everyone just does so well. And yeah, that's what I would say to someone who's trying to join.
I want to ask you too, say for practice, it's a lot of back and forth. You're looking at the bottom of the pool, you're looking at the ceiling. How do you fight through to keep on going? What works for you?
For me, I'm just like, okay, this is last one, until you're finally at the last one, and then you're done with practice. And I don't know, it's just, I don't even really realize I'm looking at the bottom of the pool anymore. It's more of just, I don't know, and I kind of sing songs in my head or just think about the day, and it's really good to just let go and not think about anything. So that's what happens, yeah.
Right. Well, then, what kind of music?
I don't know, just like whatever people are singing in the school or just songs in general. It's just, that one song will just get stuck in your head and you'll sing it the whole time, and yeah.
When you go to these pools and even here, do you look up at the board and see some of the times? Does that affect you at all?
The records?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the Midmnsports meet, we swam there my 10th grade year, so I already had an idea of what the records were, and I was really looking forward to the meet because I knew that I would have a chance at getting them. But yeah, when we go into a pool, I do look at it, but normally we're in such a big hurry, so it's hard, and you're always watching the other girls too, but yeah.
As you are in a race, can you tell this is a better one for me and when it's not? And what are the differences then?
Definitely. The 100 freestyle, I can tell right off the bat, right away from my start. You go, and if you maybe did your dive a little differently than you normally do, then you start thinking about that, and that's not what the race should be. It should be you're just going all out the whole time. So right from the start, I can tell, I'm like, oh gosh, this is not going to be good. But sometimes I surprise myself, and I think I'm just going to do horrible, and I end up doing really well.
And lane 8, Savannah Miss from Melrose area.
I've asked this question before of a swimmer, and hopefully you understand what I'm saying. To me, water is water. It's wet, okay? But is there a difference, though, in the pools that you go to and the water and all that sort of thing? Are there differences?
Yes, for surely. I'm so used to our pool. I like how the chlorine is. It's perfect, but you go into another pool and sometimes water is way too warm, and that can mess up you in your warm-up because you get very hot after your race, or it can be the other way and it can be cold, so you never fully get your warm-up. Otherwise, there's a couple pools out there that are silt pools, and it almost feels like you're floating kind of in it, which is weird, but you can tell completely.
So how is it at the U of M pool for the state?
It's hard to say. I really like their pool because it's just so different. When you go down there, everything is just the atmosphere, and everyone is so happy all the time, and it's such a good experience that you don't really pay attention to those kind of things because you're just mainly like looking around at everything. And as
you go along now, and you're going to get to the sections here and hopefully the state again too, do you look around, you know who you're going against? How does that affect you too as you look over this way and you know who you're going against? What do you do with that?
Well, at sections, it's a lot of pressure because you know that you have been working your whole season to get to that one meet, and mainly the first day goal is to get into top 8. But in warm-ups, you look around and you're looking at all these girls and you're just thinking to yourself, oh, like, how fast do you think they're going to go? But I just have to remember that my time is my time, and I can't worry about what other people go because I just have to go my fastest. So I just try to keep that in mind, otherwise it can really freak you out.
Yeah. As you've been growing up too, even when you started, were there some influences that really affected you as well as some of the people? And who would you say, and why would you say their name?
I definitely looked up to Stephanie Rasmussen. Stephanie graduated 2 years ago now, and she has always been one of those girls where even if everyone was having a rough meet, she was always cheering for you and telling you, oh, you did great. And then at sections, she did really, really well. And it just makes you like believe in yourself. And yeah, I really looked up to her a lot.
Mm-hmm. Because again, what if you don't win the race? How do you handle that?
Well, it depends on the meet. Like at sections, if you don't win your race the first day, it's okay because you always know you have a second day to make it up. But it also puts a different perspective in you because you realize then that even if you win as fast as you did, that someone else is going faster than you that you didn't think would. But you just have to keep in mind that your time is your time and you can't control what other people are doing. That's just what I think about mainly.
As I see the swimmers get together, you've got some great teammates. The crowd is always going crazy. Who are some of the girls that you hang out with, and what are they like?
I definitely hang out with Mackenzie Herzog a lot. She is a 10th grader on our team this year, and she swims mainly the same things as me. She swims the 100 freestyle, 200 freestyle, and the 400, or not the 200 freestyle, sorry, 50 freestyle. And I just really like her, like hanging out by her because she's never stressed. And when I get really freaked out about Embrace, she's always, man, it's okay, you're gonna do fine. And yeah, and Gracie Drossel and a lot of the other seniors, I definitely hang around a lot.
In lane 2, Melrose area. Doing for Emerald Gilbert, then Miller, Terry, George, and Albrecht. For Melrose area, Herzog, Drossel, Burscheid, and Pitt.
Can you talk about your coaches too, and what they mean to this whole program and to you too?
Yeah, so Nathan Meyer he's been our swim coach, well, my swim coach for a really long time, my entire career. And he helps with the swimming part, and he is always the one before your race to tell you like, oh, you have to go like this time. And he knows, I could ask him, hey, what was my time 7th grade in the 50 freestyle at this meet? And he would know the exact time. And then we have Sandy Rasmussen, and she is our weight coach, and she knows everything there is to know, and she helps you stretch, and she's just awesome. And then we have Carolyn Masho. She's our diving coach, always positive, always smiling all the time. And even if you have a bad race, she's always be the one that, oh, you did so good, you'll get them next time. And our coaches are very good. I like them.
Mm-hmm. Say, I also want to touch on too with you with homecoming week. Tell us about the week, okay?
Okay, I was voted homecoming candidate for the senior year, and then I ended up getting homecoming queen, which I wasn't expecting, but I'm happy about it. And it was just really fun because it just is nice to know that people voted for you for that spot, and it just means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about it. Be honest now. Once the crown was going on your head, what are your first thoughts?
At first, so the lady who put it on, she hit the side of my head and it hurt really bad. So I was like, oh, that hurt so bad. But after a while, it like really sunk in. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm queen. But I was happy because I would have been happy either way if I got it or not. But I was, yes. Yeah.
Did you have any responsibilities then as being the homecoming queen?
We had to walk out last. So at the homecoming game, it was very cold. And so we had to sit there in our dresses, which isn't a responsibility, but that definitely was something. But mainly we go around and we go to all the schools, well, all the homecoming candidates for 9th through 12th graders go. And we just talk to the younger kids and try to like just tell them about ourselves and what homecoming is about, because they're looking forward to that when they get older. And I want to be a good role model to those kids, and I know that when they look up and they see a crown on your head that they think you're a princess. So I just want to be a good role model to them. And
then too, even as a role model for swimming too, do you kind of sense that with some of the younger girls? As you did, you looked up to them. Do you sense that with you now too?
I try to be as good as I can. I always try to make sure that I'm watching the younger kids, and I'm always trying to keep track of their time. And I tell them good job in practice, and it's hard sometimes to see the 7th and 8th graders, the younger girls, because they practice at different times than us. But it still is nice at a meet when a 7th grader drops 5 seconds in a 50. That is unheard of in high school. So 7th and 8th grade, like, they don't really understand. And then you tell them, oh, you did so good, and then they get so happy. And that, just seeing their face just is really happy.
Well, now that you are a senior, have you thought about a lot after you graduate here from Melrose? What's going to be up next for you?
I'm hoping to swim in college. I am undecided still where I'm going to go. I'm looking at schools in Wisconsin, hopefully, but I haven't heard from them back, but definitely swimming.
Well, what kind of subjects do you like as far as, looking ahead to college too?
Definitely not math. Math is not my subject. I like anatomy and biology, so I'm hoping to going into something like that.
Well, the only math you have to worry about is that time, right?
Yes, yeah, and that does it for me, so it's okay.
Okay, well, congratulations on the records. Good luck. Can you make it to the state this year?
I'm hoping, yes.
And in what events? Even the relay teams?
Yes, for sure looking forward to the relays and individuals as well.
All right, real good. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that is Savannah Bitts, and she is the Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Diamond Point in Sauk Center.